What's up, guys? It's another Kid and Kam podcast. We do another table talk for y'all, and we got some interesting topics today. We got the Kyle Trask versus Mac Jones Heisman race. It's kind of come down to two contenders at this point. We've narrowed it down to them two for us. We got BYU. They kind of got exposed. We got Auburn, who's had a lot of problems with their team. We've talked about it before. We're gonna point out what the problem is.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, the Pac-12. They're not performing as expected.
Pretty true.
Oregon. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna start off with main topic: Kyle Trask, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Who you taking?
It's a tough question, but so as a Georgia fan, I hate both of these quarterbacks because they've done some things to my team that, I dream about at night. And last season, after Mac Jones threw that pick six against Auburn, I used to call Mac Pick Six Jones, and it's quite the opposite now. It's Mac 4-6 Jones, and I called Kyle Trask Kyle Trash. And this year, it's also quite the opposite. So maybe I should stop giving players nicknames. But I want to point this out. Mac Jones and Kyle Trask, their numbers are quite similar, except touchdowns thrown, where Kyle Trask is he's 11 more touchdowns. They both throw 3 interceptions. Kyle Trask has just 100 more passing yards. And the QBR for each other, Kyle Trask is third in the nation with a 92, and Mac Jones is number 1 with a 95. And I'm actually not I don't know if these stats have added the LSU game yet. So that's something to take into account. I'm assuming they possibly did. But because if they add these LSU numbers in, it's Mac Jones is just insane. I know he finished that game with 385 yards, 4 touchdowns, 71% completion percentage. He's got the best wide receiver in the nation on his team. He's got the best O-line in the nation. He could have a top 3 running back in the nation in Najee Harris. And I saw a stat today that said, and this also ties into my argument, it said Najee Harris and Devontae Smith are the first duo, wide receiver running back to have 20 rushing touchdowns and for a wide receiver to have 15 passing touchdowns. First offense to have 2 players of this caliber pulling this off. And you got to consider, even with a dominant running back, which is not making Mac Jones have to throw the ball as much, he's still up there stat-wise with Kyle Trask. See, last week my argument was Kyle Trask. I was like, there's no one's better than Kyle Trask right now. Quarterback-wise, it's just no one's better than Kyle Trask. But this week kind of looking in the stats and just Mac Jones just can't be stopped. He's thrown 3 picks, and you got to consider one of those weren't even his fault. If we're looking back to the Georgia game when the ball got batted in the air and intercepted by Richard LeCount, and I don't know too much about what Kyle Trask's interceptions, but I just know one thing: he has that guy on his team, Kyle Pitts. Obviously he got injured against Georgia. He missed 2 games, and he's back now. But he'd be at around 700 receiving yards, if he didn't get injured. And so that's something to consider. But you said, who am I going with? I think these guys match up evenly, but I think it's Mac Jones. Mac Jones. But at the same time, like I said, you got to consider that this guy has potentially. He's surrounded by he's just surrounded by talent. Kyle Trask has Pitts, so Kyle Trask is having to find, it's hard targets for him. But right now, I think it's just Mac Jones. But Heisman number wise, it's going to be Kyle Trask. But I think Mac Jones right now is the better quarterback. But Kyle Trask has the Heisman numbers. He has the numbers it takes to win the Heisman.
No, yeah, 100% agree with you. Mac Jones, I feel like I'll probably get some hate from this, My pack is still hot in the air on that JT
video. Our most viewed video. Jesus.
Yes, and I'm just kidding, Anyways, Mac in the eyes of the voters, Mac Jones probably a clear winner. No doubt about it. How could you stray away from a guy that has one of the most feared running backs in college football, arguably? And then you do got star caliber receivers. But to be the number 1 team in the nation, undefeated, just create havoc on defenses, and also have a running back that's doing amazing, whereas Kyle Trask does not have a running back that's doing amazing. So you got to think that they're throwing the ball a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you just look at it that way, I think Mac Jones is the clear winner. But if we are looking at it stat-wise, Kyle Trask does have the better stats, but then again, he probably does throw it a lot more. I don't see on this little stat page that I have, I don't see the completions and attempts. But Kyle Trask would most likely probably have more if I'm correct.
And Kyle Pitts is just a red zone beast.
Yeah,
That's
he's just that player.
11
he's
receiving
just that player
touchdowns.
you can just lob it up to, and he'll catch it.
He can run routes. He can get open as a tight end. That's the stuff you need, especially for the NFL, and he's going to be dominant there. I think we could be looking at like a Travis Kelce type player. I mean, who knows? I'm not going to Travis Kelce's kind of the guy. Honestly, but Kyle Pitts, he's that dude. Kyle Pitts,
he's like a Travis Kelce, George Kittle. Those are kind of. He has like the speed. He is like George Kittle. He's as fast or faster than George Kittle.
Yeah,
and he has like the catching ability of Travis Kelce.
Yep, and I know he's going to be more athletic. I'm excited to see his combine numbers. I know he's going to be more athletic, and I think like route wise, I think this guy could be like a DK Metcalf type player. But he's a tight end. He plays tight end. Facts. I think he's going to be a lot of mismatches for guys. He may even be more agile than DK, and that's even scarier. So that's just something.
You're gonna see teams trying to put safeties on this guy, put corners on this guy as a tight end, and that's really something to look at. In any other normal game, you see a linebacker on tight end, but obviously Kyle Pitts, he's different.
So you
Travis
said
Kelce,
you said you think Mac Jones is getting the Heisman votes right now?
In the eyes of the voters, how they vote in the past and now, you look at stats, you look at what their team is like. What position their team is in. Obviously, Mac Jones is probably going to win it. Now, honestly, what determines his Heisman Trophy?
Probably the SEC championship. Yeah,
100%.
Because these guys are going to be going against each other, and we're going to get to see.
Because the winner is most likely getting in the playoff.
Yeah.
And setting their team up for the best position to win the national championship.
Yeah, and I think here's the thing. Both teams have defenses that can be exploited, and they will be exploited. I think
especially Florida.
I think the over under for this game has to be 70.
100%.
It's got to be in the 70s.
It can't be lower.
Because Bama doesn't have a defense that's going to stop this team, And then at the same time, the Florida defense ain't stopping nothing, and they're not stopping anything, But let's not make this about their defenses or whatever. But
this is about the quarterbacks.
And
statistic-wise, it's Kyle Trask.
Statistic-wise, it is Kyle Trask.
If it's team position, players on the team, and how they're performing in their situation, it's Mac Jones, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm glad
I will say Kyle Trask is definitely, like I said, he's been more impressive. You know what I'm saying? But
he's been more impressive.
That's another reason I think he's got to get those votes. And I'm not saying Mac Jones isn't impressive. I'm saying Kyle Trask is more impressive because who's his best wide receiver?
It's a tight end.
Exactly. But actually, let's ignore Pitts. Who's his best receiver?
I have no idea. I don't watch Florida football like that.
So it's like, he's got Jacob Copeland over there. You know what I'm saying? He's got Tony. I'm not sure if Tony's even playing. He's got the Penn State, former number one wide receiver recruit, 5-star Justin Shorter, who transferred from Penn State. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking like, well.
So he does have talented receivers.
He's got some talented receivers,
I've heard of Jacob.
It's not Jalen Waddle, even though he's not playing. Yeah, it's not Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith. Michi the third. You know what I'm saying?
It's none of them.
It's none of them. So I think you have to look at what Kyle Trask is doing, not to consider. Their running back room is just not as deep and thick, and they're not doing as much as Alabama's.
It doesn't even, at this point, it doesn't even matter if it's not even as deep as thick. It's just they don't have that one running back.
Yeah, they don't have that guy that's just putting in numbers like Najee Harris.
Like Najee.
Former number one in the recruit, right? He was number one.
I don't think he was the number one recruit. He's probably number one running back recruit, yeah.
Not number one. Yeah, he was number one running back. But I think,
oh my goodness,
I think Georgia got a running back in that class, but he was behind Najee or something, or it might have been Zamir White.
I think it was Zamir White.
It had to be, yeah. But that wouldn't make sense because Zamir White was number one. I don't think on the ESPN he was, but I know on 247 I think Zamir White was number one. Probably the ACL injury kind of lowered him a bit. But what's our next topic, man? Well, did we actually fully go through this though?
Yeah,
we made our points.
Mac Jones,
Kyle Trask. I think Mac Jones is a better quarterback, but I think Kyle Trask is Heisman winner for sure.
I would say Mac Jones wins it as in team position, what he's been given to, supply with, and the players around him putting up numbers, how their numbers look. Mac Jones is a winner. If we're
Yeah,
looking
and I'm
strictly at
not, and I,
statistics,
like,
it's
I don't
Kyle
want to,
Trask.
because I don't know if it sounds like we're hating on Mac Jones. Like I said, I used to call him Mac Pick Six Jones, but he is now
He's a great
Mac
quarterback.
4-6 Jones. And like, obviously, as Georgia fans, we hate both of these teams. Honestly, both of these players. But I think it's weird that these guys haven't, like I was telling you this before the podcast. How have neither one of these quarterbacks been considered for the first overall pick? Like I get it. Like Trevor Lawrence is great. Don't get me wrong.
I
Trevor
think
Lawrence is a beast.
we gonna have to save that.
We gotta save that.
Different topic.
We gotta save that.
It's gonna be the next one.
We gotta talk about that soon. Yeah, we gotta talk about that soon. But I just find it weird that passes. The first top 10 number 1 pick ain't been shuffled a bit. Who knows who fits the best for what the Jets need? It probably is Trevor Lawrence. And I think Trevor Lawrence doesn't have that upside you got to think about. But at the end of the day, all these guys play on good teams with good talent. Who knows, man? Who knows what you'll get when you go play with the Jets and your best receiver is what? Rashard Perryman, whatever, what's his name? Denzel Mims. So that's something to look at. But what's our next topic? Let's get on to it, man.
BYU and Coastal Carolina. They had a little shootout up until 11 minutes in the fourth quarter was left and nobody decided to score again. I'll start this off. This is what I want to say.
Yeah. Was
BYU exposed? I'm gonna say no. This is why. This game was strictly, these teams aren't Power 5. They are going out there to prove something. So at this point, it was them going out there and saying, who wants it more, right? Mm-hmm. If you watch the game, you could add, if you add that first score, I don't know his name, but number 2, he made an amazing play. It was so good that it was still on the highlights, even though it was called back for holding. He made an amazing play. You put that team back up by 7, BYU wins the game. It's that simple. But it was basically a game of who wanted it more. And honestly, in the first half, BYU wanted it more, 100%. BYU was killing it, and you can't tell me they weren't. I was watching the highlights. I watched it. They were doing everything perfectly. They were set up to win the game. Don't matter how much by. They were set up to win the game. But that second half, and even the second to last one, whenever Coastal kicked that field goal before they scored the touchdown, Coastal wanted it more. They went out there. They played defense. They played their heart out. You could tell this Coastal. I even looked into comments of some of the Instagrams after seeing the final score, and it said this game reminded a lot of people about high school football because the high school football's crowds, like the school spirit type thing. You could tell that the school spirit was there for Coastal. I guess they were really riding off that. And just like I said, that first touchdown they got called back for holding. BYU didn't score on that drive. You get BYU to score on that drive. They opened the game with the score instead of Coastal opening the game with the score. You know what I'm saying? So the whole momentum switches at that point. So BYU probably wins the game on that. But at the end of the day, it was who wanted it more. Coastal wanted it more at the end of the game, but at the start of the game, BYU definitely wanted it more. So I'm not saying that BYU got exposed. I still think they're a great team. I still think they beat the crap out of Georgia, honestly.
No.
I don't know about that.
No.
But
no. I'm not gonna let you do it.
No, I'm not saying. No. I said no. I said, bro. Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up, man. I corrected myself. I said no. I was just kidding. I said no. I was just kidding. So shut up, man. Anyways, BYU didn't get exposed. They're not as good as we thought they were, but I don't think they got exposed. No, that's all I wanted to say. I don't think they got exposed, but they're not as good as we thought they were. That's the end of my topic. I didn't say that they can beat Georgia before everybody goes in the comments. Okay, I did say it, and I said I was joking after, okay? Rewind the tapes. Check the stat sheet. Yeah, dang, man. Don't say all right, because you was just trying to get on my head.
Make sure y'all go stop by and dislike that video as well, because everyone else is, so might as well. All right, so let me get this right. You said BYU didn't get exposed. I don't think they got exposed either. I think both of these teams matched up well. Like you said, Coastal Carolina just wanted it more. But can we just talk about BYU's defense? Their linebackers, they're just not good. They're not good enough. These aren't linebackers that are going to win you playoff games. So I think if BYU gets into the playoffs, Bama would have absolutely destroyed this team. Maybe it's a good thing they didn't make the playoff. I think they'll still get a decent bowl game. Probably won't be New Year's anymore. They just lost. They kind of probably needed to win this to probably at least get a New Year's 6 bowl. Yeah, this loss
really hurt them.
But even then, I'm thinking after seeing BYU against, Coastal Carolina, And Coastal Carolina's a great team. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's not no disrespect.
I don't want to disrespect Coastal Carolina. I mean, they're 10-0. They're doing it. They're getting it down. But BYU, you expected them to do more than 17 points. I mean, this is pretty disappointing. And it's not even Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was out there looking like prime Aaron Rodgers, which is, Aaron Rodgers today. But man, he can't carry that whole team. And like I said, those linebackers for BYU, they just don't look like linebackers that can really. It's the defense, and I'm just gonna put it. It's that simple. I don't know how many sacks they had in this game, BYU, but their D line couldn't stop the run. I mean, their quarterback McCall had just plenty of time to throw, and the crazy thing is he only had 85 passing yards. He had 85 passing yards, but the thing was they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop anything. Okay, their running back had 23 carries for 132 yards. You just can't allow that to happen. Imagine Najee Harris against his defense. Imagine Mac Jones, Devonta Smith. Their cornerbacks didn't. Their cornerbacks did their thing, and that's another thing I want to talk about. Their cornerbacks, everybody on their defense looked great except their linebackers, and possibly their D line looked a little. Well, their D line was obviously terrible. 5 yards a carry. It's awful. But BYU I don't know. BYU, I feel like, honestly played a better game. I think BYU played a better game, and they still lost.
The offense definitely played a better game.
I think BYU was the better team tonight, but they still lost, and that can happen. That can't happen.
I mean, and then again, it is no disrespect to the
no disrespect to BYU. I still got a lot of respect. We made a video talking about, does BYU deserve respect, and a guy commented and said he wanted to see BYU against the best. Well, you just saw him against Coastal Carolina, and I don't know if this is a team. I don't know.
Didn't work out.
We said BYU could beat Georgia. That's cap. I know you just made a joke about it, but no, not at all. I don't think BYU is there yet. However, a year or two, recruit some defense, BYU could be a threat. Who knows? Maybe they'll move to the ACC and do what Notre Dame is doing. But right now, the answers aren't there for BYU. Zach Wilson looked great, though. I don't think he was able to do what he normally does. I mean, like 17 points for BYU is a little it's a little disappointing.
We'll also bring him up on that little segment we're talking about with Mac Jones.
Yeah, with all the quarterbacks, we got to bring him up. But anyways, 4th and 10 on third.
I mean, there was one play that was questionable to me. It was like a little flea flicker that they ran on 4th and 1.
Yeah,
it was like
on 4th and 1, right?
Your running back was really playing honestly good. Like he was playing kind of good. Like he was finding the holes sometimes. And I'm like, dude, you should have just took the chance, just run it. I mean, at least you don't look as stupid.
But that's even both coaches, man. Coastal Carolina went for the 2-point, so that it'd be a 7-point game. Even if BYU drove down the field and scored, which I'm surprised they got to the 1 yard line, trying to crazy ending. But Coastal Carolina decided they were going to run a draw for the 2-point conversion to make it a 7-point game. They ran a straight draw play. Running back got nowhere. As a matter of fact, he might have lost 2 yards. It's pathetic. Both coaches, they got to become better play callers. I mean, the offense just did not look honestly prepared for this. Algier had a great game. Zach Wilson was able to find him perfectly. Not Algier, but Maline or something like that.
Whoever
he
number
played great.
2 is. I didn't catch his name.
Algier, their running back, although he fumbled, Algier looked pretty good. On that touchdown run he had, he was running, the way he cut inside, he just took it straight up the middle. Great. BYU's got a great team. They were not prepared for this team at all. I think it's because it was so last minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that they just didn't have time to prepare.
Yeah, I don't think either team did. I think that's another thing you got to take into consideration.
Yeah, they were Coastal was at home.
Yeah,
both teams weren't prepared.
Yeah, neither team was clearly.
It was last minute, honestly. So I mean, extremely. It was really just a toss-up game.
Yeah, but I think BYU really needed to win this to kind of make a certain point. They needed to make a statement, but when you tweet stuff like anytime, any place, stuff like this is going to happen.
Where does a headband?
And
anyway,
you found that place.
Anyways,
so you didn't show up.
So, end of topic. You said they weren't exposed, right?
No, I don't think they weren't exposed. And then is the Zach Wilson hype over? No, it's not. I told you this before we started filming, but obviously, we got that We're on that topic next week, but
Yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna
Zach
have,
Wilson.
just say for top. Just say for topic.
Let's just say I think Zach Wilson's a top 10 pick. I think he's a good guy.
Okay, all right. So we got we got a little things brewing up down south, just like the Kyle Trask and Mac Jones. Except this is boiling water, hot seat, if you might want to say, for a coach.
Yeah, possibly.
Auburn, they're struggling.
Yeah, it's almost not much to say about this topic because we made a video on it last week. There's a video about the problem with Gus Malzahn and Edo, and don't even get me started on Edo. But Gus.
So so wait before you start.
Okay.
Obviously our topic is it Bo Nix? Is Bo Nix and the players a problem?
Yeah.
Or is it the coaching? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we've obviously made it clear that it is the coaching. Right. Or are you changing your argument?
Am I changing my? I mean, you are right
from last week.
But
I don't. You want me to give my?
At the end of the day, if your players aren't developing the way they need to be, obviously it's the coaches, and I don't think Bo Nix has really had the ability to develop. If you put Bo Nix on Bama, he's doing the same thing Mac Jones is doing, and you can't tell me he's not. And he's probably doing it better. Bo Nix on Bama would be Zach Wilson.
Look. Let me here. Well, I'll give you. I'll talk first for this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with this Auburn team is the coaching staff. It has been like this for years, since 2013. It's been like this. They've been on a steady decline. They'll have some good years, of course, like every team. The seniors come out, play their heart out. Last season, they'll go all out. But at the end of the day, it's the coaching. Bo Nix, I've seen, he's like Sam Darnold on the Jets right now. Let's be honest here. Sam Darnold's an amazing player. Amazing. I've seen what he can do. Bo Nix, he showed it today. He had a quote-unquote Heisman moment, even though a man with 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions isn't going to win the Heisman moment.
But, even though he's as far away from a Heisman trophy as you can get.
He evaded a sack, ran it in, trucked a dude, and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that.
He didn't really truck him, but he just hit him.
It was just like light work, and he did that against number 5 team in the nation too. That's something to look at as well.
But I mean, this is Bo Nix. He's in a bad situation. He's Sam Darnold with the Jets.
Yeah,
I think obviously the problems. Gus Malzahn. What's the answer? Fire him, obviously. And I mean, coaches you could look at. I have no idea, honestly. I mean, you could look at that Coastal Carolina coach, honestly, BYU coach. I mean, Utah's coach.
The problem with it is the reason I think he hasn't been fired yet is because they gave him that contract the year after I think Georgia ended their season. They gave him that big contract. So,
talking about 2017?
Yeah, I think they gave him, it was either then or 2018. I don't understand why they gave him one 2018 because remember they were trashed that year. But they gave him a contract, and I don't know what the buyout is. You can look it up, but I know it's pretty high because they gave him a fresh contract for some reason. He's like, hey, you beat Bama? It's like every time he beats Bama, the AD for Auburn just over exaggerates the win. Beating Bama is not winning the national championship. Oh yeah, it probably feels like it because they don't lose often. But every time they beat Bama every other year, and everybody just goes, "Oh my God, Gus Malzahn, this and that, Auburn's this," and then the next year they suck again. And
I have it pulled up.
What is it?
If he was fired at the conclusion of the 2020 season, Malzahn's current buyout of $27 million would actually require payments of more than $33 million.
Jesus Christ!
So they kind of screwed themselves.
He probably ain't even trying. Fire me.
Yeah, he's like, bro, fire me. See what happens.
You can fire me, but
I'll get paid.
But like I said, before you started going on, it's always gonna be, if your players aren't developing, it's always gonna be the coaches. Bo Nix was, I think, a decent quarterback last year, but he hasn't. And typically when you have a true freshman quarterback, stuff like that will happen. He'll play like a true freshman quarterback. Bo Nix played like a true freshman quarterback, but he's now a true sophomore, and his passing hasn't gotten better.
You know what we could say. Look, this is what we could say. Gus Malzahn for Auburn fans is like how Georgia has been with Mark Richt. Okay, Mark Richt, he brought in these good players. Mm-hmm. He brought in amazing players. He was a good recruiter. He didn't develop them as much as they could have been developed. Like, let's be honest here. Let's really be honest here. Keith Marshall and Todd Gurley, should have been 10 times better in college.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Although Todd Gurley
if he
was
developed
great,
them right.
I think he could have. Yeah, he could have been even better.
Don't get me wrong. He developed Alec Ogletree. He developed Leonard Floyd. He developed all those, right? But I mean, if you really want to get down to it, if we would have developed those players how they really should have been developed, and if they were under a guy like Saban, if they were under a guy like Jimbo Fisher probably at the time, if they're under a guy like Dabo Swinney, they're under one of those guys, you probably seen a national championship out of one of those Georgia teams, especially that 2012 team. You probably seen a national championship out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the only difference between Gus Malzahn and Mark Richt is Mark Richt actually had 10-win seasons. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Gus Malzahn, he'll have a 10-win season. And then the next 2 seasons, he'll have 6 or 8 wins.
Yep,
and
he'll
then
get another senior
the third
class,
season, he'll have a losing
again.
year.
Yep.
And then senior class comes in and plays their heart out like they're about to die. And 10-win season, or possibly 11.
Are you seeing the trend? Like 2017, they were great. 2018, they sucked. 2019, they were decent.
Look. This is it right here. Look, 2013, seniors. National championship team, right?
Yep.
They didn't win it, but they're a national championship team.
Yep, but then they fell off.
2014, 2015, 2016 fell off.
Trash.
2017 they came back.
Seniors.
SEC championship against Georgia.
Yep.
Georgia.
Lost.
Trash. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a trend, bro.
It's a trend. And I mean, they beat Bama. Are we actually considering that a trash season? They beat Bama. Didn't they lose their bowl game?
That's a UCF. Oh, let's wait. Auburn. Who they play in their bowl game? Didn't they play Minnesota? I think Minnesota beat them.
Was it Minnesota?
I think so.
I thought Bama played. No, Bama played Michigan. Oh God, Jesus.
Let's see. Auburn,
yeah. So Auburn played Minnesota because Bama played Michigan. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. You don't even got to look it up. I got.
It was like the Outback Bowl or something like that.
But I remember you were saying something about Bo Nix not having help. You ever seen that meme where it's like LeBron James and it's like it says no help on the screen? It's a Twitter meme that's going around right now. But I don't want to say Bo Nix doesn't have help because he does have help. I think Swartz, like Williams. I said,
he
and it's another reason we got to look at the coaches. Swartz is one of the fastest players in the nation, if not the fastest. And Mr. like you said, Mr. Jet Sweep. Mr. Jet Sweep, Anthony Schwartz, man. And I don't.
It's just. I feel like there's a lot of play calling in it too.
It's like Gus is supposed to be the offensive mind. He also didn't run that jet sweep this week. He had no rushes, but he did have 3 catches for 38 yards. But and someone that fast, he should be able to be used to be taken off the top of the defense. Remember after week 1 or 2, everybody was saying, well, Auburn has, or it was week 1 because I know for when they played Georgia, which was week 2, everybody was saying this team is Seth Williams is the best wide receiver in the nation because he had a good week 1 against Kentucky. And everybody said, well, Seth Williams is the best wide receiver in the SEC. Well, he's probably not even top 10 now. Let's be realistic. He's fallen pretty far.
I mean, he'd probably be top 10. He's probably not top 5 though.
Yeah, he's not top 5. I can name 5 guys better than him. But it's not the point. But Bo Nix does have help.
Yes, Bo Nix does have help.
It's just not as thick. You know what I'm saying? You know who they could use? Who they failed on? You know who they could use?
George Pickens.
Number 1.
We dropped a bag. You know what I'm saying? George dropped the bag on him.
Yeah, we had to drop the bag for George Pickens. But, yeah, like I said, that's another thing. Gus can't recruit. He's not getting good recruits at all.
Like we've been saying, you 5-star kid. He walks in your house. He's your best friend. He's like, bro, I just committed to Auburn. You gonna look at him Auburn. Like, dog, why? What?
Like in the BCS era, it wouldn't be so bad because in
2013 it wouldn't have been that bad.
In 2017, it wouldn't have been that bad because weren't they ranked? Were they ranked number 1 or 2? Yeah,
they were not ranked number 1 or 2. I think they were ranked 3.
They were ranked number 1 or 2 because they beat Bama. They were already ranked.
Yeah.
They were when we played them. They were already ranked
because Clemson was number 1. Remember?
Yeah,
Clemson played number 4 Bama.
Yeah,
they were ranked 2 because Oklahoma moved up to 2. We moved into 3, and then Bama moved into 4. Yeah.
But
oh my goodness,
like Auburn. I said, but yeah, you'd have a shot. But with the playoff system now, you're not doing that. There's no reason to commit to Auburn. You have no shot, no chance, no help.
Yeah, 100%.
LeBron.
Nope.
But yeah, right now I'm blaming Gus Malzahn. Are you giving him? Are you giving 100%. him $30 million to get him up out of there? Or are you just waiting in the contract?
Let's see how long the contract is. I mean, I don't know if I have that much time.
It's new though. That's the thing. It's almost like a new contract. I know they just gave it to him.
Yeah, we about to see.
It's about to be like 4 or 5 years.
7 years.
Who?
7 years. At the end of 2017, 7 years. So what? 2024.
7
I gotta wait 4 years.
So they got to deal with Gus for 4 years. He's gonna get bought out. Ain't no way they're just gonna keep him. Nope. He's got to get bought out. I think he gets bought out after this season. I don't know. I can't see him.
Bro, I might have to drop a bag on that one. I might have to drop the bag and get him up out of there.
I can't see him keeping
No,
Gus.
I don't know. It would really depend on the coaching market. Cause like look, listen here. Hear me out. Right. You're not gonna go drop a bag, spend $30 million to get a dude up out of here if there's no coaches out there.
Yeah,
you know
it's gotta be somebody good.
It's gotta be like, you gotta be like, oh, he's a beast. Like if Coastal Carolina does next year what they did this year, someone's gonna drop a bag and get that Coastal Carolina head coach. Todd Funkin, he ain't gonna.
You know, these are things you got to take into aspect. Like,
I mean, look, this is the thing. This is the thing. He's winning he's a winning coach.
Okay.
I mean, look, exactly what I'm saying with Florida State. Florida State's gonna be on the come up. That Memphis coach, he don't be playing around.
Right.
He don't like he ain't had the recruits at Memphis. I mean, who's gonna commit to Memphis? Let's be honest here. But they win.
Who's gonna commit to Florida State?
Who's gonna go in there? He gonna be like, look,
so they get clapped by Clemson every year. Especially for the next 4 years, 3.
He gonna go in those recruits' classes. He gonna be like, He gonna go in those recruits' homes. He gonna be like, look, you seen what I did at Memphis? You see how many boys I put in the league? You see how they dominating? Come to Florida State. Watch what you do, and they're gonna commit. Yeah. I mean, it's that simple.
They're gonna be like, for the next 4 years, I'm gonna be committing to the University of
Auburn
Florida.
University. Auburn University.
Yeah, Auburn
you
University. You
forgot the state.
He's like, man, I'd just rather go to Clemson. At this point, I'd rather go to Notre Dame.
At this point, man.
Notre Dame and the Independent.
If I'm a 5-star, you know who needs my help right now?
Who?
The Pac-12. Let's talk about this.
Oh, God.
Right. Look, hey, you like that transition? That was clean. Anyway, the Pac-12, they struggling. Oregon was expected to do good. Their best teams, not best teams. They're not the best rosters, but their best overall, like their overall, like as in winning losses. USC and Colorado, they're both undefeated. I think Colorado's 4-0 and USC's 3-0. Yeah, I mean, I didn't, Oregon. I didn't expect a lot from Oregon.
If Colorado's undefeated, that's the Mel Tucker effect.
He's gone.
Exactly. He left Georgia and our defense got better, to be honest. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I like what Dan's doing. But
anyways, so look, this is all I'm going to say right now before y'all get on our heads. We live on the southeast coast, so we don't see a lot of Pac-12 games on the air.
No,
so
we do pay attention to them. Like
we look at the final scores. Oregon.
Oh God.
They just got exposed by Cal, according to the final score.
Yeah,
we didn't watch the game. Oregon was expected to do good things this year, even though Justin Herbert just left. Their defense is really good. They've been getting good recruits. I don't know their head. Isn't it? Who's their head coach? Oh, who's their head coach? I know his name. If you said his name, I know it. Who's it? I don't know. Anyways, it's weird because, you're used to seeing at least 1 or 2 teams in the Pac-12 be good. Washington, they were undefeated. Now they have a loss. They lost to Stanford. Honestly, I expected Arizona State to do good. They haven't done
Mario
good.
Cristobal, by the way.
I knew it. I was gonna say it. Oh my goodness. Anyways, Arizona State, I expected them to be good. They haven't been doing as good as I thought they were gonna do. Arizona, you got Kevin Sumlin there. They haven't been doing good. They've actually been doing worse than before he got there, in my opinion, honestly. It's just, I don't get to watch the games, so, and, I don't really feel that, it's already, I'm probably about to be bassed out by the time the games are over. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a lot to say on this, but, I mean, it's just, if I'm going to commentate, if they're trash, I'm not going to say fully if they're trash because, you do got 2 undefeated teams, but let's be honest here, even if this season was played out on a regular time scale, like as in, how it normally should have been played starting in August, ending in, January, Oregon wouldn't make the playoff either way.
Oregon is bad, and I think we need to start.
Or not Oregon, Pac-12. Pac-12 wouldn't make playoff. I mean, still Oregon, but Pac-12 wouldn't make playoff.
Yeah, Pac-12 isn't making the playoff. I don't care who's winning. Come on, USC, come on. You going to put them in the playoff? They're not good. Colorado, definitely not. My thing is my problem, my beef is with Oregon. I get it.
Yeah.
You lost, rookie of the year quarterback Justin Herbert. Not a hot take, it's just a fact. Offensive rookie of the year quarterback Justin Herbert, and you replace him with I don't even know how you say his last name. I don't want to mess it up. Tyler Shaw, I think.
I'll try to pronounce
Tyler Shaw. He sucks. He is bad. Okay, are you listening? He sucks. Pretty much fumbled the game away. It just allowed defense. They had a fourth down stop, 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter. Oregon is terrible, and at this point, just Pac-12. I don't even know why they're playing football.
They got beat by basically an 0-3 California team, by the way.
Why are you saying basically? They were 0-3. They were 0-3.
I mean, they got a win under their belt now, so like
they're 1-3.
You feel me?
They were 0-3 when they faced off. So it's just,
yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying they were basically facing an 0-3 team.
Right.
So, and Micah Pittman, he hasn't been playing as well as I expected him to. Being one of the Pittman boys, I expect him to dominate.
Hey, at least they got Penny Sewell, top 3 pick, so something to be happy about. But
their
quarterback is terrible when it comes to ball security. Who knows? He might go to the NFL and be a beast, though.
Look at
underutilizing their.
Look at Kayvon Thibodeau, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He's a monster. He was rated over Nolan Smith. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Nolan Smith is not that good. I mean, he's good, but he's nowhere.
He's
nowhere
near
like a top.
You got to consider who's putting.
But
he kind of reminds me Bud Dupree. Like Bud Dupree wasn't finishing sacks, but he was getting in the backfield. And Nolan does that. And I feel like I told you, I think Nolan's more of a run stopper anyway. He's dominant in the run game.
Can you let me finish my point?
You be saying statements that you need to just state your point first. Sometimes you got to state your point before you say a statement.
That's what I was trying to. You cut me off.
Oh my god.
I legit said I said
it's the JT
Nolan
Daniels
Smith
video all over again.
I said no. Look. I was just trying to get a point across. And you cut me off. I was legit in the middle of a sentence. You can listen to it back.
How about you say your point?
I said I was okay. Yeah, I am. Nolan Smith. He's good. It's just I wouldn't say he's a top defensive end. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's all I was trying to say, and you cut me off. That's all I was saying. And
yeah,
Kayvon Thibodeau, I mean, obviously he's not no top. I'm not, I don't hear about him a lot. But, he was,
probably
he was highly thought of.
You're not able to watch those Pac-12 games.
Facts. Dude, I remember when there was a whole thing, Pac-12 was about to sue the NCAA and ESPN and all. I don't know about ESPN, but I think it was NCAA. They're like, dog, we want to be watched by the East Coast.
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
You don't. We don't care.
Imagine.
we don't care.
Boo this guy.
We don't care.
Oh my goodness. All right, y'all play like this.
Oh my goodness. All right, so what do we got coming up on the channel? Because the channel's been growing pretty fast. We've been gaining some subscribers. We're getting some views.
Facts.
Hope you guys are agreeing with our points. I don't remember. Cameron said he thanked you guys already because we got some actual
Yeah, it was in that outro. So I mean, I'll do it again just in case y'all didn't hear it. Thank you again. Y'all been giving us feedback. We love that, good or bad. It don't matter. Even if y'all trashing me, don't matter. I love it. It's feedback.
Shouldn't.
Thanks for the likes, dislikes. It tells us what we need to improve on.
Yeah.
If we need to keep doing something. Thanks for the subscribers. Some of y'all been loyal, going down in the comments saying that y'all subscribe, and then we see y'all like all the videos.
Yeah, we love those
we
comments.
Appreciate y'all.
Definitely love those comments.
But we do got some things coming.
Comment. Let us know what you didn't agree with, what you like. Just drop a comment. Hot takes. We love those.
But at the we have a couple of things coming to the channel. We got we working on a new series. We plotting it.
It's gonna be called the Problem With, and the first episode will be on. Should I say who the first episode is gonna be on, or should we just drop it?
Go ahead and say it.
First episode is gonna be on Lamar Jackson. We're gonna say the problem with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. They're 6-5, third in the AFC South. They're probably gonna make the playoffs, but you just didn't expect them to be in this situation. And if they make the playoffs, they probably aren't going far. Let's be real.
Yeah, the series is mainly going to be around, stuff that I think he just said it,
Yeah.
The problem with a team, if they're doing bad, if something's happening, even if a team's not performing bad, we're gonna, give a topic with like the problem with, like we said just this past the problem with short fourth downs with teams being stupid, like a flea flicker on 4th and 1. That's stupid. Anyways, we're gonna try to post them weekly. We're not gonna go crazy with them like 2 a week, nothing like that. It's most likely gonna be weekly. If there isn't one week, you could most likely expect 2, probably just 1 the next week. But yeah, we're trying to do that. We're going to continue these table talks. They've been getting a lot more views than the regular podcast. So we're most likely going to keep doing these. And we might stick with a lot more Georgia things because, we do see a lot of Georgia viewers. We are trying to expand our brand, though. We do have NFL videos. We have NBA videos. Yeah. Y'all can always check those out. They posted. If y'all don't check, they are posted. But yeah, we just really want to thank y'all for the love. Tell y'all, give y'all a little update of what's happening. But I think that's it for this table talk. I mean,
yes, sir.
You got anything else to add?
Social media is on the screen.
And the links in the bio too.
Make sure you guys subscribe, man. Drop a like if you enjoyed.
Drop a like. Like we said, the feedback, we love it. You don't even gotta subscribe. Just tell us if you don't want to subscribe. Tell us problems why you don't want to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Just interact with us. We always interact. We try our best to interact. I got a job. Dimitri be busy. You know what I'm saying? So we got things we gotta do, but we try our best. So thank you, honestly. Just thank you. Continue watching, please. And I think that's it. We'll see y'all later.
Yep.